Is this being recorded on mine? All right. Okay. This is gonna be fun. And here we go. Welcome to Silence Age Speak, the podcast where timeless wisdom meets the present moment. I'm your host, Sukhdev Virdee, and in each episode, we delve into the profound teachings of non dual masters, those who have transcended the boundaries of duality and revealed the simplicity of existence. Join us on this journey beyond words as we explore the essence of being with those who have realized the truth that goes beyond language, beyond thought. Open your mind, silence your chatter, and let the wisdom of silent sages resonate within you. Today, I have two guests, and I'll be courteous enough and start off by introducing the lovely lady first. I like to call her the Boom Girl. She's such a high energy, fun loving girl from Germany who was a professional tennis player and was drawn to the teachings of non duality. And today she's booming all over the internet, sharing her nothingness with all those who resonate. And my second guest, he is from Sweden. He's a true non dualist who awakened to there being no one already to awaken quite early in life himself. And he did his share of spiritual practices before he realizing that he wasn't there. Sounds confusing? Well, this guy is so direct when it comes to non duality, he can literally freeze your mind with his directness. They both conduct online Zoom meetings every week, offering insights to those looking for them. And I'd like to welcome to the show Rosa and Sander. Welcome to the show, guys.
Woo! Hello.
So what an intro, Sukhdev. Great. Yeah, well, I loved it. Yeah.
I just fucking
The
love it.
energy there.
Boom.
Boom, you are the boom girl. Like I told you last time, in my phone, I've stored your name as Rosa Boom.
Great. Beautiful,
Okay,
sweetheart.
great.
Very, very
Uh,
happy to be here with you. I love your energy. And here we go.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Trying to get both of you on the podcast. I was, for all those listening and were watching, I was on their podcast a few weeks back and we had a blast. And I thought I must get them and having them together on to the show is, I think it's the first time I'm having two guests anyway. So thank you so much for taking out the time. I'm really grateful. And I want to hear. It's all a story. Everyone has a story, and the story doesn't matter at the end. But the reason I talk about the stories is for the people who are looking for the breakthrough or the people who still think they are people and they want to listen to the stories because I wanted to listen to the stories of all the sages and the saints. And so listening to your stories might click or do it for somebody who's still trying to be nowhere. Let's start with you, Rosa. You are a professional tennis player. That's what I found out. And this
I
is in your
was.
teenage years. You were a
Yeah,
rebellious teenager.
I was.
Talk
I
talk
was.
us
Indeed.
through that. How did you come into spirituality or non-duality?
Yeah, yeah. So when I was 9 years old, my parents had the lovely idea, let's try to play tennis a bit, just for fun, of course. And then this turned into a passion, more than just fun. And then this stopped for no reason. It just stopped after a couple of years. And I was asking myself, what is this about? I couldn't understand what the whole thing is here about. And then I came in touch with Thich Nhat Hanh, Thai, a book, a beautiful small book, I'm Planting a Smile. And this was about the simplicity of life. And I fell in love with the simplicity of life. In a way, I always knew that life is simple. So I was wondering why does it seem so complicated? And yeah, what to say? Years later, I ended up here.
Yeah, I read about I heard in one of your other podcasts how a book fell into your lap, which was
Yeah,
about awareness, and that started your journey. What book was
yeah.
it? Who was it? And what was it talking about?
It was Thich Nhat
Yeah.
Hanh, the Buddhist monk. Planting a Smile is the translation, the German translation. And it's
Okay.
about the simplicity of life, like just speaking, sitting,
Yeah. Yeah.
watching. Wow, just this. The awareness of this. It was like the awareness of what already is. The simple things are boom. And this was, you sense what I want to say?
No, I'm just, I love the
This
boom.
touched me. This touched me very much. This
Yeah.
was in a way always known. In a way, this
Okay.
was a confirmation, because he was this sense of lack. Something is missing.
Yeah.
This is about something, but what is it about? So this was one of the first answer I got, and then there were no questions anymore.
The questioner was dissolved.
The question was the answer already.
Yeah, yeah, great, great. Uh, I never got into awareness and consciousness and all this non-duality till very late in my life. So I was always exposed to gods and religion and superpowers and all that. So when I came into non-duality was maybe about when I was almost in my 35 or 36, and it was something completely new for me. Awareness, consciousness, no God. Oh my God.
Yeah, beautiful. Maybe let me add to this. So we can say that here the driving force was the suffering, the deep sense of suffering.
Yeah.
And this was in a way, this was, we can say this in a way led me to this. So I just saw that nothing in the outside can satisfy me. The sense of lack which was inside was never satisfied with, no matter what I got from the outside. And I had a lot. No money, nothing. So this led me inside. Very young, I was a teenager. And I was like, okay, the answer must lie inside. Inside me, here's the answer. And then the suffering in a way was my dear companion throughout a lot of years, a long time. And then it got so tense, so unbearable, that I also wondered, wow, how am I surviving even? And then it just opened. Like, we can say it was not like boom open, but subtle, very subtle, through a longer period of time. And
Gradually.
this was simply like opening, no protection, free fall. And yeah, what to say? Just this.
Wow. 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 Beautiful. Beautiful. Sander, same question. This guy, everyone watching this, I've spoken to many non-dual people over the past few months, but you are the coolest non-dualist I've ever spoken to. You are so cool. You can probably bring uh, a train to a standstill just with being there. Tell me, Sander, you say you did your spiritual practices, you did kriyas, you did mantras, and then you explored the reality, what is real. I hear all those things about you, and then you could not believe, uh, or the one that was believed in to be in the center of action. That one was missing. How did it start for you? How did you come into spirituality, non-duality?
Well, I mean, no one came into this.
I love it.
So,
I
so,
love it.
so, so the so-called idea or the belief that someone came into this, whatever it's life or spirituality or consciousness,
Yeah.
is basically already just simply what it is, or the absence of those claims, ideas, or beliefs. So I would say there was already no me doing any practices. There was just a body, a so-called body performing activities, kriyas, mantras, chanting, exploring, but there was already no one separated doing the mantras as something which is behind this or which is hidden in this or which is beyond this as a separated you. So there's just the fullness and the directness of whatever is happening. And that was already the case. And so there's no one here to realize this or to get into this or to get out of this. At the same time, you know, believing that there is a you able to get this or to gain this is already just simply directly whatever seems to be happening. So yes, you know, mantras, kriyas, the whole enchilada, um, until it stopped, you know, until the doing of certain practices and the liking and the being interested just simply dissolved. But the dissolving and the liking of certain practices were not dissolving for anyone outside of this or for anyone separated from this. There was just an arising of an interest and there was a dissolving of interest. And it was already always the case, so to say, as far as it seems. I mean, there's no one actually knowing anything, as there's no one able to step outside of this and know if this is happening or not. So as far as it looks like, there was just a so-called body performing activities and liking to read books about Eckhart Tolle game, you know, Krishnamurti, Nisargadatta. You know, there was an interest in liking books until it just simply stopped. You know, but it was already innocently. There was no one behind this. There was no one as a separated doer.
Question.
Yeah.
Question, sweetheart. So there was never a sense of a me there?
No, there was not no sense of a me. Exactly. Not in the traditional, you know, where people seem to have this, you know, location in the body, or you know, someone looking outside of the eyes, outside through the eyes, or some contraction around the rib cage. No, it was never.
Or let's say having the idea of a me. This is me, and I'm looking out.
Oh,
Let me ask you from the seeker's point of view, the one who is still doing mantras and doing kriyas and feels that he is doing it. From what you're saying is what I would pick up is, yeah, there was no one already there, but then the one that thought he was there, maybe that one left or that one disappeared. That was
well,
imagined to be there.
the beauty is, you know, the so-called thought that someone is here, or the opposite, that there's no one here, is
Yeah.
already not done by anyone. I mean, it doesn't matter. So there may be a sense of I'm still seeking and I want to reach that, or I want to see how that happens or not. It's already empty, so to say. So both the sense that there is a you or the absence of the sense that there's a you is already you-less. It's already just simply what it is. It's already not two, neither one. It's just simply the sense of me, the sense of a contraction, the sense of I want to find something is already eyeless. As
Yes.
in, there's already no separated I, me, you, or anyone doing this.
Let me say, like, what is between a me and a no me? It's booming aliveness already. It just is. And we can say there may be a like a perspective change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just a change of a perspective. Like, oh my gosh, the whole time I thought there is a Rosa in it, performing, running the show, and then what? No, this idea may simply drop. There was never someone here. This is just automatically booming out. No
Yeah.
fucking clue what idea is next, what's going to happen. Free fall. Unknown already.
We can say, Sukhdev, it's like the end of the liking of your favorite porridge. You know, there may be an interest.
Is it because Rosa is having it right now?
No, no, but this was a funny thing, you know. There was a certain liking of a certain Indian porridge, which is called manna. Manna, it's you can buy it in India. It's millets. It's a breakfast porridge.
Okay.
It's quite famous and there was a liking of this porridge,
Okay.
uh, and an eating of this porridge, as a favorite porridge. So then, one day the porridge was just simply, there was no porridge to find anywhere in this area of the world. So there was a calling to the factory in India and saying, "Well, I like this porridge so much," and they said, "Wow, we love it that you like it so much. We sent you a box for a year." So happy to get the new porridge. It arrived, and I opened the first box, and then I guess a week later, there was a waking up, and then suddenly there was no interest in the porridge anymore. So things just simply innocently come and go. The
Yeah.
it's the same with the seeking. It's the same with perspectives. There can be a shift in perspectives, but the so-called shift, has already nothing to do with the you as a center, as a you owning the shift, or being behind the shift, or being the doer of the shift.
Yeah.
So perspective may just simply shift or collapse or dissolve or, stop, but it's already innocently whatever seems to be happening as far as it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
seeking may stop, seeking may intensify, but there's already no you as a separated seeker seeking this. The seeking freedom is already freedom.
Beautiful. Everything is it. Everything is it.
That is great. All the things that you're saying, all of them point down to one thing, which is the ego, the identity, the I, the me, whatever it is, the identity that I am this. Because I am this, everything else is separate from me. If I am not this, then everything is as it is. It comes down, I think, what we would say if we were talking about I less or me less. It's like the ego, like they say, the ego is found out to be illusory, or an illusion, or false, or untrue, and imaginary. It's not. It doesn't exist. Now, here's the question then. Um, then
It's all ego.
what is going on then?
Well, what is going on is what is going on. Asking what is going on is what is going on, as far as it seems. So wondering what this is, or what is going on,
Yeah.
is what seems to be going on. The wondering what this is already the directness of what is. There's just simply the
Mm.
wondering what is this. That's it.
Um, yeah, yeah. I'm not, I love the way, like I said, you are one of the most direct people, because you don't divert for a single word
It's
from
straight.
what
It's
is.
very
Yeah,
straight. It's very
yeah,
simple. It's
uh,
simply boom. I
yeah.
love it.
So it's good. That's really good for somebody who's trying to come up with all questions, and you keep banging him back. Nope, nope, nope,
Or
nope.
yes, yes, yes. In a way,
Yeah,
he's saying the whole
yeah.
time, yes, the question is it. This very question is it. Done, done,
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Yeah.
I picked up this, the words, and in fact, later on, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I want you to talk. We'll do this later, but try to explain the same things without using the words already, done, and no one. Without using these three words, we try to explain the same thing. We'll do that later. Tell me, Rosa, you did a lot of this studying as well. You did Eckhart Tolle, Rupert Spira, all the other teachers. What I checked on online, you studied all of them, and then it you resonated with Sander when you met him online, and you are the one who convinced him to come on to YouTube. He was your first guest on your podcast. Tell me, what difference? Because I can make out the difference. What you were talking and what all the others, Eckhart Tolle, Rupert Spira, Newman, the directness in yours is so direct. It is. I can pick that up. That is very clear. Tell me, Rosa, what did you find different between what the others were talking, and why did you resonate with Sanders so much?
Um, Okay, so
It is
here
already
it's
there.
always very simple.
Yeah,
It's just like music, loving this music channel and then
yeah,
loving this music channel. Though it's always the same. There is no difference in an Eckhart Tolle or Zander or Rupert Spira or whoever.
yeah,
So it was simply like Rosa loving the channel Rupert Spira. And then in a way, I met Zander and I was stunned by the directness and simplicity in the expression. Just this. Getting friends, performing together for no reason, doing talks, enjoying. Just this, very simple, ordinary. Nothing
yeah,
special about this.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
still is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true. I can see that. We can see that. Yeah, like I told you on your podcast, you come across as such a genuine, honest, genuine. I think I called you. You look like a sage, but what I meant by that is you such innocence and glowing face you have, which is it comes across so sincere, genuine, honest. Um, why I asked that question, Rosa, is because you know there are so many words and language is all that we can use to talk about what we are trying to talk about.
Nice.
There's no
Love
other
it.
way. Um, so there are different words that resonate with different people. For somebody, the word consciousness will be woo. Oh, I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
For somebody, it will be existence. Somebody will be God. For somebody, Brahman. And for me, it was like the word nothing. I got nothing. That's it. And the last book I wrote was titled The Power of Nothing. And so that's why I asked you what clicked with you and Xander, so that there was, like you said, the directness and the simplicity, that there is no kind of master here who's going to teach somebody, and he's just simply what he is right now. I think that's the simplicity, probably what you're talking about, and that would have resonated with you.
Yeah.
Xander, tell me, how was it working with Rosa on her first podcast? I hear you were making videos before that on Facebook.
Yeah, it was just a sec. I was in another channel performing with a team, a small team,
Okay.
and we got him, but it was in a way my activity. So it and then we simply changed like, but yeah, but it was in a way, yeah, getting him as the first interview partner. Yeah. Sweetheart, continue, please. I will switch on the light.
Sa- Sandra, I was asking you, how did you, come into the chemistry of working with Rosa on these videos? And now I think you've both got more, probably near about 300 videos on your channels each. You do Zoom calls almost every other day. Uh, how do you connect with the Rosa?
Well, Rosa already talked a little bit about this. She
Yeah.
was just one day she called me up, I guess, about well, it's more than a year ago, and then she said, "Would you like to come on this channel? We can do a talk." And I was like, "Well, I was a little bit hesitant in the beginning, but yeah, I said, well, we chatted a little bit. Rosa's always direct. She just calls me up and, out of the middle of nowhere and then asks me directly, do you want? And I was like, well, okay, let's do it. And then we did a talk. And then, yeah, it just, and now here we are. It just, from one thing, another thing came. And I mean, people, we founded people we would like to talk with. And, so there were certain interests arising. Well, shall we talk with this person? Yes or no? Yeah, we do it. So naturally, it just naturally evolved, so to say. It just
Yeah. Yeah.
into
Yeah.
this, into
Maybe
chatting
I
with
had
these
I
people.
had an impulse in the interview because normally when you are performing, you have also your YouTube channel. And I simply asked him, what's your YouTube channel? Or do you have one? And he said, no. And I was like, what? Impossible. You have to, because I was so. And then on the next day, he sent me he was, here you are, my video. And I watched the video And I was like, okay, wow. And this was in a way the starting of the video channel from Xander. Is it right, sweetheart? Correct me,
Oh yeah,
please.
yeah. About
Please
yeah, it's
correct me.
about right. I mean,
I was in a way the driving force.
Yeah,
yes,
I in a
yeah,
way forced him.
exactly.
You
And
have
she's
to. You
yeah,
have to. The funny thing was, he was then booming back like, you also have to open a channel. I was like, no, sweetheart, I'm very busy with my administration of a job with my son. No way. But you see, it's simply how the cookie crumbles. Boom.
yeah. I would say Rosa's more like the, in the talks. Maybe you've seen a couple of talks. She's more the driving lady.
yeah.
When it comes to, there seems to be the capability of, connecting with characters and asking questions. And so, yeah, it's a nice mixture, I would say.
Yeah,
It
we will have to thank Rosa for that, because I think what she did was probably the right thing. We can't deprive the word of the kind of teaching that you can provide. I think she probably felt that such a person who is so direct and so simple, why isn't he out there? Why aren't people getting exposed to his teachings
No
and
teaching,
his words?
sweetheart. This is not a teaching.
No,
So Zanderlinchen, this is just no teaching at all. It's just a very ordinary chatting.
yes. The simplest, when we were talking about simplicity, I remember, I'm a singer, so in Indian music, they always talk about how fast you can sing the licks, and that. And if you can do that, you're considered a very good singer. And I grew up listening to English stuff as well, American stuff, rock music, pop music, and they never did all this in their songs. George Michael never did this, Michael Jackson never did that, and they were great singers. And then I found out that singing simple lines, in fact, singing a note straight, is more difficult than to sing so simplicity seems simple, but it's more difficult to actually do simple stuff. It's like telling somebody, do nothing. And you just find the person's mind straight away goes off. Think of nothing. And the simple things seem more difficult. Um, both of you, this is a question to both of you now. Like Rosa, you said when it gradually, you had a free falling, gradually it gradually dissolved or merged or whatever. Was
Simply
there
an
a certain
openness,
point?
simply an openness,
Yeah.
openness. And then when everything is open, it's just this.
Yeah, but do you
There's
remember
just
the
this.
exact moment when it was like, ah, wow, and
You know,
simply
this is funny. This is funny. I had yesterday a chat with a friend, and she used to interview also. She is an interviewer in a way. So it
yeah,
was funny because we were just sharing private stuff, and she was questioning the whole time. I was like, wow, girl, it's amazing. I never thought about this. And she was exactly pinpointing to this. And then I realized while answering the questions, wow, there were some glimpses indeed, which I totally overlooked.
yeah,
So there were, in a way, we can say, a lot of stuff going on throughout the years.
yeah,
And like it was not like boom, it was gradual.
yeah,
And very ordinary, again, back to the ordinariness. It's just seeing everything is it. At the end, the last carrot was, in a way, there is still something to get. A little bit maybe. And then when watching the YouTube, the common ones, non-dual speakers,
yeah,
I was just like, wow, what a bullshit. It's just blah, 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 blah. So there was no interest anymore. So it was obvious that there is nothing to get. And this is beyond any understanding. So
yeah,
what do I want to understand? That's it already. Boom.
yeah.
And this was it. Very joyful, funny. Yeah, cool.
That is so, Rosa. When you say there is no teaching, this is a teaching. This is a teaching. It's a profound teaching for somebody who's still there with that last bit, like you said, still trying to do it. This is
Yeah.
teaching.
And the
And
beautiful thing is when you see that there is nothing wrong with this last bit of searching, seeking. This is the
yeah,
beauty. This is
yeah.
the beauty. So what? This is in a way. So what? Who cares? Enjoy the seeking. Go for
Yeah,
this. Follow your highest excitement if you can.
yeah. I
Yeah.
remember a beautiful saying the difference between duality and non-duality. When you're in duality, you're like looking at the word and saying, what? And then when you come into non-duality, you say, so what? Sander, do you remember when you stopped your mantras and your kriyas and the seeking stopped and you realized? Do you remember? Was there a moment that you said, "Oh, okay, it's done. You know, it's done. It's already done." Was there a defining moment?
Well, the stopping of the so-called mantras was not more special or less special than going in the toilet in the morning and going to
Uh,
work. So there was not a moment where it was felt okay, I'm done, or it's done now. No, there was just the end of the so-called interest to do practices and to sing mantras. And maybe this interest may arise. There's no one able to know what is going to happen next. This is just whatever is just free to be whatever it is. So it can be mantra singing again or practices. I mean, it was already just simply what it is. So there was not an actual moment where there was a shift.
okay, okay.
I
But
mean,
there but must have been a time where you said, "Oh, okay." It's like there has to be a light bulb moment that where there is no one already.
Sweetheart, let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
There is a sequence. I remember, Zanderlin, can you remember? When you shared with me, there was suddenly, so Zadguru was
ah,
talking. Zadguru was talking. He was into Zadguru.
Okay.
And then he was like, oh my gosh, I cannot listen to him.
oh yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's just. I mean, we can claim that to be a so-called shift, but I mean, there is also a moment where you cannot listen to your wife or your neighbor. There's
Yeah,
no,
like with the porridge, with the porridge.
so you
Ah,
mean so
No, and then the thing with it was simply like you were putting on the shoes. You explained
yeah,
this to
yeah,
me.
yeah, yes, putting on shoes, yeah.
And it
Well,
was just like no
exactly.
one doing this. It was
No,
just like putting on the shoes. No one doing this. This was, I simply remember when you told me in the beginning. So this was for me in a way, okay. There was in a way something happening.
yeah,
But
yeah,
the whole time something is happening.
yeah.
And
And if
yeah,
you
actually
don't,
nothing is
because
happening.
exactly. That the whole time there seems to be things arising and needs and wants, dancing around,
yeah,
interest, likes, dislikes. So
yeah,
so when I mean, of course, anything may have happened or have seemed to be happening, but there's
okay,
not a special moment in the sense that, from that moment it was like there was something different, as in there was a before and an after. There's no before and after.
yeah, okay, agreed. I'll tell
Uh,
you what before and after is. Uh, there's some questions which are logically wrong, like asking what was there before time,
yes,
or what was
well,
there
exactly.
outside. What is outside space? These are logically wrong questions, and they can be explained. Um, I
And
get. Go on.
so when Rosa was mentioning, for example, there was an interest in Isha Foundation and doing practices, and then suddenly from one day, it was just no, there was no interest, there was no ability to listen to that anymore,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
natural. It's already just simply what it is.
yes.
So this interest to do practices or to listen to certain speakers or not just simply stopped.
Fell
Yeah,
away.
very, very ordinary, very simple. Here it was, for example, with awareness. This was not anymore, I wasn't anymore able to listen to awareness stuff like Rupert Spira or whoever.
Yeah, yeah, Yeah.
It felt like being allergic to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get that.
very natural. Like liking
Yeah.
this and then this and this. Like
Yeah.
the music, loving
Yeah.
the music channel. So simple, so
Yeah.
simple.
But
I go on.
I want to, make one thing clear also. I mean, there's completely nothing wrong with liking certain teachings or
No,
gurus or listening to
not at all.
Eckhart Tolle or Sadhguru or Krishnamurti or whatever. That it's just simply, what's happening innocently. It's like falling rain and blowing the wind, and this may change. This interest to
Yes. Yes.
listen to a certain speaker or to resonate may just simply stop, or it may intensify to the fact that you move to India, you do puja every day, or not. It may just simply
For
displace free.
example, there can be the idea, oh, now I'm not anymore into awareness and spirituality, but into radical non-duality. So I'm closer. I'm closer. I almost get it. You see? What a
I
beauty. So,
almost get it.
yeah, exactly. And this is, yeah, it's what it is. It's done
Uh,
already. It's just like, what a beautiful story.
and the story is up for the character. What a beautiful story. It's done now. Forget about it.
No,
I'll tell you,
no. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show
yeah,
if you can.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I when I came into spirituality, I had a tragedy in my life, the worst phase of my life, which pushed me towards spirituality. And out of the blue, three friends gave me the Bhagavad Gita, which I read, and I was like taken aback, and I said, "My God, what a book and what knowledge Krishna is giving in this!" And for the next 2 years, I read only the Bhagavad Gita, nothing else. I did not do any work. And after 2 years, I could not read it anymore. I could pick it up and just, I'm done with it. I knew it by heart, by word by word. It was like you said, allergic. I just could not stand it anymore. And then spoke to one of my friends who gave it to me. He said, maybe you're ready for Vedanta, for non-duality. I said, what's that now? I had never heard of it. And when I started listening to videos about it, I was like, these guys are talking about what I'm going through. Otherwise, I would never have listened to them. And then I went into non-duality so extensively with all the name the teacher, name the book. I've been through it. And then came a time where now I'm allergic to books. I can't read books. I just cannot pick up a book and read. No,
Yeah.
I wrote my own books as well. I'm done with that. And I know right now I'm in the phase whereby I want to go out and now do stuff. This body is going to go and do stuff. And there will come a time when it says, I'm done with doing also. There's nothing more to do. I know that. So it's they explain it very nicely in the scriptures. We have three kinds of energy. We are emotional beings, we are intellectual beings, and we are physical beings. So if you're emotional, then you would do good with a path of love and devotion, believing in God, a higher power. You have love and relationship with the power. If you're the intellectual kind, then come to Advaita Vedanta, non-duality, awareness, where we talk about the truth or knowledge, where you understand that you are not this that you think you are. And if you're not that kind of a person, you're the physical kind of guy, then go and do service, selfless service to the environment, to the animals around, people, humanity, and forget about this guy. Serve everybody else except this. And then you come to Sadhguru is a yoga. He's a yogi, so he teaches yoga. That's called Raja Yoga. And that is where they say all these three powers, emotions, intellectual power, and the physical power, shut it down, stop it. Don't think, don't feel, don't move. So you're cutting all those powers out. Now experience the reality. So there are different paths, and everybody is on their own path, and none of them is wrong. The only thing is, the only paradox is when you actually arrive, you will be where you started. It was like I was carrying this around and looking for this.
Beautiful.
So, what you are seeking is already just simply this.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
Sandra,
Beautiful.
you do one-on-ones. You told me last time you do have people who come to you and you do one-on-ones with them. Rosa, do you do one-on-ones with the people? Do you take
Yep.
open meetings with questions and answers? I know that, but you do one-on-ones with people?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to hear from both of you. What, number one, what is the most common question you get from people? Secondly, how do you make them realize there's nothing to realize? How do you do that?
Yeah. Well,
Anyone can go first. Yeah.
the most thing is I want to get that there's nothing to get,
Yeah.
or I want to see that there's nothing to see. So, there, there most of the time there's just, okay, how can I see it the way you see it? So there's an innocent idea already that there is someone, in this case, a Sander, who sees something, and I want to see that. And, by doing a one-on-one, maybe he can make me see what he sees. So, it's most of the time it's about wanting something else. There's a dissatisfaction. It's always about something else. But wanting something else or believing that there's someone else who got something is already not something else. It's already just simply what it is. So the idea, that there's someone able to get something is just, you see it already. It's just simply what it is. So there's a pointing to the directness of whatever is happening. And that's basically, yeah, all the one-on-ones are in that.
What would be the number one obstacle that you find that they are facing? Like you said, maybe they are seeking something else, but maybe they're asking even the wrong questions. What is the obstacle that you would say? Is it their own thoughts that are coming in the mind, or their perception of something else?
Well, I would say there are no obstacles. At
Yeah.
the same time, there isn't an actual obstacle. So
Yeah.
there's never a seeing of any obstacles because I see only, just the directness of what is happening or what seems to be happening, a longing, a need. There's no obstacles already. The
No,
idea that there is an obstacle is just simply what it is, but there's no obstacles for anyone.
yeah, but what is the person who's trying to ask it would be saying, then why don't I see it?
That's it. The very expression, why don't I see it? The question is the answer. And this directness. So I see only the perfection. So Zander is saying the directness of what is exactly
Yeah.
like this very question. Why don't I see it? There is nothing you can see to grab it, to put it in your pocket.
Oh,
It's everything. This is Zander is saying this beautifully. And
yeah.
I always say, I only see the perfection, the
Oh,
beauty
yeah.
in the idea that I'm not getting it. What a beauty. There is nothing to change. This is automatically going to play out as it plays out already. That's the perfection.
Yeah.
And of course, you don't want to hear it. That this is it already. No, how
Yeah.
can this be it already? And this is so beautiful over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. It's this me being depressed cannot be it. This cannot be it. That's the basic. The dissatisfaction about life, which is
Yeah.
already just life expressing as depression or
Yeah.
dissatisfaction. It's nothing arising as depression or dissatisfaction. So it's just
There,
already simply what it is.
there
Yeah.
is in a way the idea that there is right and wrong, good and bad. So when I'm not feeling good, it's not good. I have to
Yeah.
do something to feel good.
Yeah.
I have the power to change it.
Yeah.
And when it's seen that this is simply an idea of good and bad, when you go in between what is good and bad, it's this already.
Yeah.
Labeling this good or bad. So and in this directness, it's just what is left is life. There is simply no me and life anymore. There's just life. Bad, good, shit show, nice show, booming show, that's it. So what?
Beautiful. I remember you saying opposites are in conflict and you are in the center. You know,
Not
you can
even this.
choose.
There is simply
You,
no one being anywhere. But
there's no person in the center, but opposites are in conflict. And if you side with any one of them, you get entangled in that conflict and start feeling that, good or bad. Oh, I feel good now. Oh, I feel bad now. You've got to go with that for that to happen.
yeah, but the very opposite, like feeling good or bad, is this already? It's empty.
Yeah. Okay. The question here would be then why am I feeling bad?
No, why? You're feeling bad. That's it. Boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's come with some. Let me bring some hard hitting questions with this now. Then, so if now we say everything is what it is, and good and bad, what would we say with all the wars that are happening around? Children are dying, starving, wars, people are being killed, house is broken. Is it just what it is? Should we not do anything about it?
Oh, well, there is already no one, doing war. So, it's not about doing about something about it or not. Doing something about it may happen or not. It's already innocently this. So there's already no one, separated making war or peace. There's just peace, war, there's just,
Yes.
life expressing as war and peace, and the need to do something about it, or the question, what shall we do about it, which is already just simply life. So, doing may happen, not doing may happen. This is not about the state where nothing is done. This is not, I do nothing, because there's no me. No, anything may happen. Trying to help your neighbor may happen, trying to stop war may happen. Making war may happen. It's already innocently this. There's already no one to be found making war or peace.
Maybe it's also interesting to see, like, did you choose to be born? What is your next thought? No fucking clue. No, this plays naturally out. This is life. This is life.
Yeah.
There is no one who chooses to become a serial killer or a Mother Teresa. It's just beautifully playing out. It's the perfection already. Life booming. Exactly as it is. Exactly as it is. There is no error in this.
Absolutely. I agree. I get everything. I'm just talking from somebody who would say, but so my neighbor did this to me. Is it just happening? Should I just take it? Should I not do anything? Or should I just say, let him do it, carry on?
Well, anything, it's like I said, this is not a message where there is said, just accept anything. There's already no you accepting anything or nothing. There may be acceptance or not. This can change. It can shift. Trying to kill your neighbor, to kiss him, it will simply happen. There's no
I
way
have
of
tried
knowing.
so hard to move you away from that, and you have not shaken 1 inch.
Of course not.
Sorry, my friend.
Now I'm going to come down to that part. You are banned for the next 2 minutes to use the words no one, already, and done, and this. Let's talk about this without talking about no one being there.
I already forgot the words. I have to pencil them down.
The words are, there is no one already doing this, or there is already this. So already, the word, and I'll tell you the meanings for this. Again, like, I told you, simple words resonate with different people. So these words will resonate with somebody. They might not resonate with somebody else. But what other words can you use for no one, already, this? Which other words can we use to say the same thing? Yeah, go on.
Bubblegum. Pancake. So I'm pointing here to the meaninglessness of the words. There is no meaning to this. It's blah, 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 blah. Birds chirping, dogs barking. There is nothing to get already. This is just symphony.
So, yeah, Sukhdevs, it's just, I would say there's just words dancing around, and the dancing around of the words, you know, words are just dancing freely, as is the liking of certain words. It's not about the words. It's, you know, at the same time using words or not using words. It's just using words and not using words, and liking words and not liking
And
words.
look, Sukhdev, for
Yeah.
example, now I would
I
simply
hope
sit
I
there.
hope you're enjoying this conversation.
Oh,
Oh
Because
isn't it
yeah,
obvious?
I am completely
Isn't it?
enjoying it.
Isn't it obvious? But sweetheart, look now with your game here. Let's
Yeah.
do the game.
Yeah.
I would just sit there and smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. No word is needed here.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are trying to talk about using words. And no matter what we say, it cannot be, we can't say this. So it's a silence, obviously. I'll tell you how it works. Because words, what I found out, if somebody feels that they are trapped in this body and they are identified with this body, it's because of the words and the thoughts that they have. And they are bound by the words and the thoughts, and they can be only freed by understanding those words and thoughts. Yet there was nobody ever who was bound, and there is nobody ever who will get freed. I tell you, contrast, Advaita Vedanta talks about ignorance being the cause of your bondage and your pain and suffering. Ignorance of what? You don't know your true self, or you have taken this to be yourself, which is not true. And then you come to Kashmiri Shaivism, Shiva says knowledge is the cause of bondage. The opposite. Everything you know is causing your bondage. And both are correct. What we know is not the truth. And what we think we know, we have taken to be the truth. That is not the truth as well. And what the truth is, we can't know.
So
So
there is no
words,
truth.
there is nothing high. Let me give you another word, not a word, of how you can explain this. No one. First, let me come down to this. Already, the word that you use, already, is so powerful. It's such a powerful word. Done is such a powerful word. No one is such a powerful word. And why is it so powerful? Already, when you say already, the person listening, the mind is shut. There's nothing more to do. It's done. I don't need to think. I can't think about something that is already done. The mind stops. It's already, it's done. You know, if it's not opening the mind, it's not a question. We don't need to do something. It's done. It's already done. By the time I speak, there's nothing more to do. That already word is so powerful. Then there is no one. Now I talk about no thing, nothing, emptiness, and all these words. When you say no one, you're taking the person out of everything. You know, everything can stay as it is. You've taken the person. No one means there is no person. The person is out of the equation. Take I out of the equation and leave what it is as it is, because that's how it is. The other word was done. Like I said, done. Done means, I mean, what can I do when something is done? There's nothing left for me to do. So these words are so powerful that way. Now, coming down to these three other parts, you know, like I said, if you're emotional and you believe in God, then who is higher than God? No one. The person who is on intellectually into Bhagavad Gita, into Vedanta, non-duality, what is higher, or who is higher than awareness, consciousness, or the truth? No one. For the person who is service and, you know, physically and serving humanity and the universe, who is higher than the universe that he sees? No one. And for the yogi who says, cut them all down and sit, for him, ask him who is higher than life itself. He'll say no one. And that no one that is higher than God, higher than the truth, higher than service, higher than life itself, that's the no one you're talking about. There is no one already. The same one, no one. So
Sweetheart,
the words you're using are so powerful. They are very powerful. You,
and
you
at the same time,
yeah,
totally empty.
yeah,
No word is needed again. No word is needed. But this is the game.
Yes.
This is the
Yes.
game. Playing with words.
It's already what it is, words or no words.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
you to
You
escape whatever is, it's already words, no words, the power of words or the absence of power of
yeah.
words.
Yeah.
Here we
You
go.
you
I love
you
it.
you speak a lot about Emerson. Emerson, he was my first guest on my podcast when I started.
I
And
know.
I read,
That's why I know
yeah,
you.
and
That's why I know you.
I read one of his poems, and he said, "I am a dealer of silence, but I can only supply in words." So beautiful. I can only supply you with words, but I'm a dealer of
Yes.
silence.
Emmy is my sweetheart. He is unbelievable.
Okay,
Unbelievable.
guys, tell me now if for the people listening who are on the channel, is there anything that I would have missed out that you would want to cover? Is there any final words that you think would help somebody on the path to stop doing the mantras, to stop doing the meditation, to find no one, because we are talking about no one, to know that it's already done? How is there anything that you can say that will help somebody on that?
I would love to say something,
Yeah.
but not to help, but just to express that this is perfect already. Like, go follow your highest excitement. And when this is like being completely out of energy, being depressed, just wanting to lay on the couch and do nothing, not being able to do, that's it. That's it. That's it, because it is. Or simply going, doubting, should I do this or this or this? Just go for whatever. Just go for whatever. And of course, there is no one already doing this. This is life. Just play with this, enjoy, or not. Suffering is it too. Yeah, that's it.
Sander.
Well, advice to someone. Well, there's no direct advice to give, At the same time, there may be people watching and thinking, well, I would like some advice. That's it. This liking of advice may just simply stop, this searching, this whatever which seems to be happening, depression, searching, seeking, it may just simply stop. But there's already nothing wrong with whatever seems to be happening, including thinking that it's not good. That's it too.
Sweetheart, don't give them the next carrot by saying it may simply stop. There is no next.
It may
There
stop,
is
it
no
may
next.
intensify, it may collapse, it may whatever, anything may happen. I
I
mean, there's
know.
something wrong with whatever's happening, including thinking that it is wrong.
Yeah.
This thinking, this my life is wrong, it's just simply life as the sense it's wrong. And this sense of wrongness may just simply stop or not.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. You guys are so, it's such, I mean, we could go on for another hour. I love your Rosa, you're saying I didn't, there's so much more left that I can talk about. No separation, perfection already. These are your quotes. Uh, being kissed by simplicity. I picked up a little bit of the word from the podcast you used. You learned Tai Chi as well. And
Yeah.
I saw in one of the videos you talk about how it is meditation in movement. Can you
Yeah.
explain that a little bit? I have no idea about that.
Yeah. This is so beautiful. Like when I was suffering in a way as a teenager, I had the choice. I could do whatever I wanted to do. So I was dancing, jazz dance, singing, stuff like I was so free to do this. My parents were supporting me. And then I was in love with martial art. Always loved the movies. And I don't know how this came, Tai Chi, I don't know. And I started this. And here was in the body was a lot of tension, also fear, panic attacks. So you can imagine the contrast, being in a way totally, this tension, and then being there and performing Tai Chi. So this was a great contrast. And Tai Chi, in a way, again, the simplicity kissed me with the Tai Chi. And I simply saw, I simply, this was power already. Yeah, I totally enjoyed it. So life is in a way navigating
Yeah.
navigating you, the
Yeah.
idea of you perfectly. You cannot go wrong. You cannot. The very panic attack is it. The panic attack leads you to the openness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Beautiful. You spoke about this so beautifully. It just reminded me. And these are things that we as artists do all the time, but we never pay attention to it. When you're doing music, when you're doing dancing, when you're doing any form of art, and you're deeply involved in it, that is life happening on its own, because you at that point are missing. You are
Yeah.
not there.
You,
It's
you are
just
not
happening.
there. And it's the
You know?
whole time. You are not
Yeah.
there the whole time. There is just a beautiful idea that there is a you, which is
Well,
it too.
yeah, I would say there's just art.
Yeah.
You know, there's just art thing, you know, already. There's already just art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
one doing the art. This is a
Yeah.
beautiful painting, you know, whatever you want to call it. There's no painter already involved in this. This is just live painting. It's just live.
This is a dance. This
There's
is live
only
Yeah.
art.
dancing,
Yeah.
live
Yeah.
singing, live moving.
It's so nice to have you guys. Let me tell you why I studied so much. I know the ins and outs of this the Hindu scriptures. They talk about three people who are realized and how they behave when you're no one. The first one realizes he's no one already and it's all done. And what he does is he sits alone in a cave, isolated from the world, doesn't interact with anyone, and he's happy. He's in bliss, and that's a good person to have as well, because his vibes and his vibration energy is still spreading and touching a lot of people. The second one is the one who steps out into the world and says, what a show, what a movie, what a drama, what an amazing illusion, or what, creativity. Like you said, it's a beautiful symphony, it's a dance that's happening, and he enjoys it. And then there's the third one who says, oh my God, I was in so much pain. And then there's no one. Oh my God, there must be so many other people who are still feeling that pain. Who's going to go and tell them there's no one? Who's going to tell them that it's already done? I need to go back and tell them. And you guys are doing that. I know you think you're not teaching, but the amount of teaching that you have just shared today is priceless. Let me tell you, it's priceless. It's priceless. You might not think you're teaching, but I have learned a lot from you right now. So, I would like to thank you so much.
Oh,
We,
sweetheart. I want to thank you. I love your energy and your excitement about this. And this is so, so beautiful. Yeah, really. Thank you.
so tell me, both of you, how can people get in touch with you? And, I'll put all the links of your YouTube channels and social media. Do you have any websites? I haven't seen websites. If you have whatever links there, I will put them in the links. And how can people get
So,
in touch with you?
so both of us has a YouTube channel, and Xander is performing on the Conscious Being. The name is Conscious Being on Facebook beautifully. I love the writings, and I'm not writing anything. For me, it's just like the YouTube channel sharing. Sweetheart?
Um, no website, the channel. What was the channel name again, Rose?
Not two, neither one.
I am
Yeah,
not neither one, just this.
yeah, yeah.
YouTube.
One-on-ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
also.
you
How
know,
can somebody book a one-on-one with you, Sander and
well,
Rosa?
they can write, a message either on Facebook. All the
Okay,
one-on-ones are free of charge. You know, there's an open Zoom meeting every Tuesday, which is tomorrow, 8 o'clock, uh,
okay.
Central European time, free to join. So if people want to chat, there doesn't need to be a recording. So it's just whatever, if people don't want to be recorded, it's totally fine. It's up to
Yeah,
whoever wants to chat.
So in a way, everyone is a friend already, and it's a joy to chat.
yeah.
Yeah, and the how to contact us is simply on the YouTube channels. You can find the email address or on
Okay.
Facebook or whatsoever. It's quite easy going.
I'll go on to the channels and fish out everything I can and put it on this under this video. Don't worry. Thank you so much. You guys have been a pleasure, a pleasure. Boom, girl, you are so full of life. You are not full of life, you are life living. Life is living through you. And
And
Sander,
through
thank you
you.
so much as well. Thank you so much. It's
I
been an
thank you so much,
honor.
sweetheart.
Been an honor. And keep doing what you're doing. The world needs people like you who think they're doing nothing. You know?
Sweetheart, the
Thank
same
you,
to you.
Sukhdev. Thank you for your
Thank
beautiful
you.
interview. I enjoyed it a lot. Love the energy there, and thank you
Uh,
very much.
Sander,
Yeah.
have you spoken this much in a podcast before?
Um,
You speak very less. That's what I could figure out. You're a
no
man of
clue.
very few words.
I don't know. Probably, maybe. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Oh, oh,
Once in one podcast, sweetheart, it was his open Zoom. I really had to interrupt him. He was blubbering like crazy. I was like, oh, come on, man. I also want to say something.
yeah, I
Oh,
also heard
no.
you.
Here you go. Here you go. So that you have your answer. So
Yeah.
any
Oh, I was gonna ask you, is it Rosa who doesn't let you talk, and then that's why you talk very little?
well,
Exactly.
this is free to be whatever, chitting, chatting, not chatting, silence, interrupting. It just may just simply play out how it plays out.
It's just
Uh,
how the cookie crumbles.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Sander will say there is no cookie, so nothing to
There is
crumble.
not even a cookie,
There
correct?
is only the cookie. There is only the cookie, and not even
Two
this.
ways. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I don't know what did I want to say last. I
Gone.
don't
Nothing.
know.
Nothing, sweetheart. Mwah, just love.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.